Hello and welcome to China Now. It's great to be back on your screens with the only show designed to bring China closer to your doorstep. My name is Makiza Latifa. Let's begin with China Currents, where we bring you the most trending stories in China and beyond. So in this episode, China has begun issuing a special visa tailored for foreign top students under 40. Reactions in India are especially strong. We'll tell you more shortly. Also, the Serbian section of the Hungary-Serbia railway is fully operational, bringing high-speed rail to the Balkans with the support of Chinese companies, and China's stealth fighters, the J-35 and the J-35A, are shown inside their hangar for the first time. All these interesting stories and many more are coming up shortly. Stay with us.
To China Currents. In this episode, China begins issuing a special visa tailored for foreign top students under 40. Reactions in India are especially strong. The Serbian section of the Hungary-Serbia railway is fully operational, bringing high-speed rail to the Balkans with the support of Chinese companies. China's stealth fighters, the J-35 and J-35A, are shown inside their hangar for the first time. Installation begins on key components of China's controllable nuclear fusion experiment device with hopes of generating electricity within 5 years. A look back at China's National Day trending topics where several people and even some non-people earned warm praise from Chinese netizens for being off-duty. Now let's start today's China Currents. Our first story is about a brand new type of visa that China began issuing on October 1st, the K visa. Indian media has expressed strong interest in K visa, which has emerged as a promising alternative for Indian talents affected by Trump's visa restrictions. Inside China, however, it has sparked mixed reactions. According to China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, this visa is designed mainly for foreign young tech talent under 40 years old, especially in fields such as artificial intelligence, engineering, and biotechnology. Aside from requirements on age, education, or work experience, the K visa does not require a job offer or invitation from a Chinese employer. Approval can be completed in as little as 15 days, and the visa is valid for up to 5 years. This means that young foreign professionals can use the K visa to seek internships with Chinese companies or even start their own ventures here, drawing on China's advanced manufacturing, R&D environment, and vast pool of researchers to create innovative tech products. Unsurprisingly, the K visa has quickly attracted global attention. The New York Times wrote that a new visa program targeting science and engineering talents is part of China's effort to become a global technology leader. Reuters and others noted that the K visa has generated its strongest enthusiasm in India. Indian media even declared that Beijing's message is clear. Stop fuzzing around, pack your bags, China will give you plenty of opportunities. Inside China, reactions are mixed. On the one hand, people are happy to welcome foreign talent. On the other hand, some worry that shady agencies might exploit loopholes and bring in unqualified applicants. Overall, though, China has taken another step toward a more open and inclusive environment for global tech talent. Now we turn to a new railway line that just opened. On October 3rd, local time, the Novi Sad to Subotica section of the Hungary-Serbia railway officially began operation, marking a full opening of the Serbian section. This railway is a flagship project of China, Central and Eastern Europe Cooperation. It is also the first railway project using Chinese-developed technology and equipment that has been certified under the EU's interoperability standards. The line runs 341.7 kilometers, 183.1 kilometers in Serbia, designed for 200 km per hour speed, and 158.6 kilometers in Hungary, designed for 160 km per hour. Construction continues on the Hungarian side. With the Serbian section now open, travel time from Belgrade to the border city of Subotica has been cut from over 5 hours to as little as 1 hour and 19 minutes. Media reports note that for students in Novi Sad or Belgrade, commuting daily, especially with annual passes, could now be cheaper than renting an apartment in the city. The line could reshape social and economic ties between towns along the route and major cities, a pattern long proven by China's high-speed rail. Beyond improving efficiency, the project is also benefiting the local economy by creating jobs, sourcing materials, and training a new generation of talent in high-speed rail development and operation. And that's not the only railway story. On September 29th in Beijing, China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation signed a deal to invest about $1.4 billion to upgrade the historic Tanzara Railway, reshaping Africa's vital copper transport corridor. The project will add 34 locomotives, 16 passenger coaches, and 760 freight wagons, boosting capacity for mineral shipments. The original Tanzara Railway, built with Chinese aid in the 1970s, linked Tanzania's Dar es Salaam with Kapiri Mposhi in Zambia. At 1,860 kilometers long, it created a crucial export route for Zambian copper and cobalt to the Indian Ocean, and has stood as a monument to China-Africa friendship. Now let's follow Chinese state media inside the hangars of two stealth fighters. Recently, China Central Television CCTV aired exclusive footage from the J-35 hangar showing an unpainted J-35A. The report not only revealed close-up details of the fighter but also featured an interview with the chief designer Sun Cong, who explained the core technologies in simple terms. The host described the J-35 as having an integrated design built specifically for carrier operations with the ability to launch by catapult of ski jump. Sun Cong emphasized that the J-35's defining feature is stealth, reducing detectability, avoiding early discovery, and securing the advantage of "I see you first, I strike you first." CCTV also introduced the J-35A, which together with the J-35 forms China's stealth combat system. The J-35A is primarily an air superiority fighter with secondary ground attack capabilities. Its main mission is to seize and control airspace, neutralizing enemy fighters, air defenses on land or sea, and intercepting hostile jets, bombers, or cruise missiles. Not long ago, China's newest aircraft carrier, the Fujian, conducted electromagnetic catapult and arrested landing tests with multiple new generation carrier aircraft, including the J-35. Once again drawing global attention. The official report this time offered a rare glimpse into China's defense system, as such aircraft and hangars are usually seen only in blurry amateur photos. Next, let's look at China's progress in green energy. China is no longer satisfied with just solar and wind. It has taken a major step toward nuclear fusion power, with hopes of lighting the first bulb with fusion electricity by 2030. On October 1st, the cryostat base of the BEST fusion device was successfully installed. About 18 meters in diameter and weighing nearly 400 tons, it will support the 6,700-ton main machine, essentially serving as the foundation of the entire reactor. The milestone signals the start of large component installation. Next will come the magnets, vacuum vessel, and other critical parts, all mounted on the base. Eventually, the structure will be sealed into the vacuum environment needed for controlled fusion. Unlike today's fission-based nuclear power plant, fusion mirrors the sun's process of generating energy, highly efficient with enormous potential. Just 1 liter of seawater, if its deuterium is fused, could produce the energy equivalent to 300 liters of gasoline. Harnessing Earth's seawater could provide humanity with clean energy for millions of years without greenhouse gases or nuclear waste. But breakthroughs have proven elusive for more than 70 years. Take ITER in Southern France, the world's largest international fusion project involving more than 30 countries including China. Its progress has been repeatedly delayed, with ignition now targeted no earlier than 2034. Encouragingly, BEST's construction speed could accelerate humanity's timeline for using fusion energy. According to plan, BEST will finish assembly in 2027, then spend about 3 years overcoming key technical hurdles with the goal of demonstrating the chain of fusion energy to electrical energy by 2030, lighting an indicator lamp powered by fusion. Finally, let's talk about some of the off-duty stars of this year's China National Day, both human and non-human. October 1st was China's National Day. On this very day, China's Tianwen-2 probe, en route through space, took a break to send home a photo. The picture shows the Chinese flag, the white return capsule, and Earth in the background, a memento of its 125 days in orbit. Tianwen-2 is on course to exploit asteroid 2016 HO3 and main belt comet 311P. On National Day, it was 43 million kilometers from Earth and 45 million kilometers from its first target asteroid. Back on Earth, Chinese travelers were also on the move. In just the first 5 days of the holiday, China's railway carried over 100 million passengers. Government cafeterias that chose to open during the National Day holiday became an unexpected stop on tourist sightseeing routes. For example, a government canteen in Rongchang District, Chongqing witnessed an influx of 2,700 tourists, who together consumed a total of 275 kg of rice and 125 kg of stewed goose. One visitor said 3 of them ordered 9 dishes in total, costing only 58 yuan. That's about $8. Other cities also opened government cafeterias, offered free parking or free bus rides, all to win travelers' hearts. In Nanchang, Jiangxi Province, a policeman spent his day taking photos for tourists at Bayi Square, where he was stationed. Because his post was relatively elevated and offered a good vantage point, thousands of visitors have asked him to take their pictures. Online, someone compared him to a mother bird feeding chicks, and a picture went viral with tens of thousands of likes. Not everything was cheerful. 2 young tourists in their 20s were harshly criticized nationwide for carving their names into the Great Wall at Sima Tai. Even when other visitors tried to intervene, they continued, and the police later detained and fined them. And that's all for today. See you next time.
And that's all for China Currents. You know that it's not just travel vlogs that take you around China. This next segment takes you to new heights. It features a journey to Guizhou, home to the world's tallest bridge, where breathtaking engineering meets everyday life. From the towering structure rising above the clouds to the vibrant communities below, discover how China's remarkable infrastructure is transforming lives in the heart of its rural landscape.
Hi guys, welcome to an episode of China Not Just Travel, where we take you around China and show you exactly what China is like. Today I'm in my favorite province in Guizhou. As you can see, it's absolutely stunning, and we're going to take you to a very special place. We're going to take you to the tallest bridge in the world. You can actually see it right there. Guizhou is the most mountainous province in China and therefore has been one of the most challenging provinces to build infrastructure, such as tunnels and bridges, which connects the province and allows villagers to move from place to place. So it's pretty insane that the highest bridge in the entire world is here, and that we get to see and understand more of this incredible accomplishment. Okay guys, so now we're on the way to the big bridge. We're actually right under it, but we have to go along the winding path to get there. I'll show you my view. There it is, right there. We're right under it. It's so high up. Because of its geography, Guizhou used to be known as one of the poorer provinces in China, but that is no longer the case. It has experienced massive success in poverty alleviation, with millions of people being lifted above the official poverty line through relocation programs, targeted subsidies, and infrastructure projects. Guizhou has also had massive underground infrastructure investment, with extensive high-speed rail networks connecting to everywhere in China, including Shanghai, Chongqing, and Chengdu. Okay guys, we made it. We made it to the highest bridge on Earth. The workers are still working hard on constructing the bridge to making sure that it is in tip-top condition for the opening, which is at the end of the month of September. This bridge started construction in 2020, which means that it only took just about 5 years to completion. That's pretty impressive. Hi, this is me and Daniel Dumbrill, our good friend at Wave Media. And right now, we're actually going to go across the bridge on his motorcycle. Right?
Let's go.
Okay, let's go. There were workers scaling the bridge and installing final adjustments, which was also extremely sophisticated technology.
就是上面我们看的这2颗竹蜡，然后它里面都分别有一个光纤，然后它的话就像人的神经一样的，它会24小时的给自己进行一个体检，然后看自己桥有没有什么问题。 如果有问题的话，它就会随时的回传。
真的吗？
对对对。
哇哦。
就是起到一个监测的。
And just to give you an idea of just how high this bridge is, you can see the magnificent Beipan River. Wow, look at this view. The platform below is where they are setting up a bungee jumping platform that will attract even more tourists and visitors. There will also be the highest cafe in the world, a restaurant, a service center, beautiful light displays, and an upcoming marathon. It's pretty incredible to see the level of infrastructure that is here in Guizhou and that continues to be built. And it's also really amazing to hear from the workers and to hear about the process that goes behind creating this bridge. Now, this bridge will now link all these different regions together that usually would take a very long winding route that would take hours and cut down that time by half or even less. And so it is incredible to be able to witness it at the beginning of its opening up to the public. There's even going to be a marathon that's going to happen here, which is so amazing. So it's going to bring so many people over, and I think that will also uplift the local economies of the different parts too. So this bridge is an infrastructure project that will benefit local people's lives and allow them to save time with travel and connect more conveniently with people from other villages, expanding their business networks and widening their opportunities. Time to go see the rest of Huajiang. There's a history of bridges in Guizhou, since they were the only structures that connected people living in the mountains to each other. We felt that it was important to see some older bridges to see just how far we've come. This is a much lower bridge that crosses Beipan River, which was built in 2012. Okay, we're gonna climb up the stairs now and then get to the top of the bridge. I have my little guide here who is miles ahead of me, and her shoes are super big, but she's still zooming past. Right now I'm on a bridge that was built in 2012, and the remnants of a bridge in 2018 are also around here, and that's a little rope bridge, the one that we were on this morning. Significantly different heights and different technologies, but still sturdy. And it's just, I think, a good representation of how engineering in China has improved. Right now I'm with an auntie that I actually met this morning. She's actually a neighbor in the homestay that we're at, and she specializes in indigo plant dyeing. Now, I've seen this before with Miaozhu, but it's really fascinating to see how the Guizhou do it. I even heard that the blue of the Huajiang Canyon Bridge is meant to symbolize the blue of the Bui people's garments and the relationship they have with water. The local Bui people have maintained a strong connection to their cultural practices and have been able to start local businesses near these beautiful natural wonders, which again uplift the local economy and allow people to show and preserve their deep traditions with pride. I really wanted to spend some time connecting with the local people of the village and its surrounding areas in Huajiang, and it was amazing to see how they live their everyday lives and to be able to listen to their stories. 这个桥开了以后，是不是会很方便多？
哎，方便多了。
是吗？
对于我们这个当地的老百姓，带来很大的社会
是吗？
发展。
哦，对。这是帽子，就是穿在头上。
在我们地方这叫帕子。
有点重，对吗？因为是
这是银子啊。
这是银子。
这是银子。
The beautiful Bui clothing I was wearing attracted this wonderful 93-year-old grandma who also invited me to her home. She was so friendly, sweet, and generous, and I found out that she is actually the grandmother of our village homestay host. 好看！哇哇，美漂亮，好漂亮！
那你第一个把这后把。
Our homestay host is the perfect example of a local villager who is playing a vital role in uplifting his local village. His village is home to his family, all with the surname Liang, and most people in the village are from the Bui ethnic minority group. He decided to beautify his village and assist with revitalizing it. With his homestay, he attracts visitors from all over the world and also shows people with immense pride the beauty of his hometown.
我就是有一个坚定的信念，因为我以前也是做厨师的，做旅游的，我就洞察到这种商机，我想，哎，这里肯定有点作为，我就把我那个很好的工作我都辞掉了，直接裸辞就到这里来创业了。刚开始的时候，很多人都不同意，回到家乡很幸福。哎，我有什么事情，我10分钟、5分钟我就到家了。那个有什么事情马上就能解决得到。又能陪伴在父母身边。其实刚开始的时候，很多人还在质疑这个桥为什么要修这么高，花这么多的钱。因为我们这个出行非常的不方便，就算对面距这里1.4公里直线距离，开车过来是2分钟。但是我们开车不修这个桥的情况下，我们是要从这边盘山公路走过来要1个小时45分钟的。所以说整个交通就是经过多年的那个就是说走出来确实有这个桥的需要，但是我真的没想到的话，它会在我们的这个村口，而且没有跟我这个民宿的这些房子啊，这个位置太好了，你知道吗？特别正，特别正，看这个桥，这是我没想到的。我从这个桥开始修，我就一直记录，然后到做民宿一起。我是单个账号是10万粉丝，然后我总体的账号是100万粉丝了已经。谢谢。
Hi guys. Okay, so we're gonna start the day off by going on a boat ride to the river through the bridge that we actually saw yesterday, but we're gonna go see another bridge, and we get to see all the different eras and the progression and the different kind of technologies being used. Actually being up close to the water of the river was so beautiful, as we got to see how clean and crystal clear it was. We had to get on a little boat to get up close to the old bridge, which was very rickety and showed the remnants of history that is important not to forget. It was amazing to see the contrast between this bridge and the new super high bridge. We also happened upon our homestay host and his big brother's childhood swimming spot. So of course, we had to go for a swim.
Okay, we're back. We're going back to the shore. This is the boss. Hello, 老板。开心吗？
开心了，你别开心就好。
The boss is live streaming the bridge, and it's so nice to see how passionate he is about it. Okay, so I'm all changed after swimming, and I was greeted with this amazing orchestral band. So we're about to get a local performance from a music troupe here, which is actually a lot of the senior men of the village who can play different wood-made orchestra instruments. So we're about to watch a performance. Let's have a look. Back with the grandma, 93-year-old grandma. Who is inviting me to her house again, but we're actually gonna go somewhere else. I just love her.
你好乖哟！
我很乖，
乖哟！
真的。So I learned that this village has about 400 people with 100 different households, and as most cases in Chinese villages, a lot of the young people go out and they go to university and they go work, and then the village is mostly elders as well as children, so that is also the demographic here. But I've also seen quite a lot of young people coming to travel here. It is very popular to come to these remote places and to experience what village life can be. And these villages, like I've said so many times, are improving so much in terms of cleanliness and in terms of their houses and making it altogether more beautiful and more livable for the local people. I really love how everyone in this village sticks together, comfortably going to each other's homes, cooking meals, hanging out, and helping whenever in need. It is a community that I'm so grateful to have been warmly welcomed into, as I got to see for myself the ways that infrastructure, like the new high bridge, has created more opportunities for local communities, so their homes can be bettered and the legacies of their village can continue to thrive. I think our new homestay owner friend said it best.
我们这里还有一个问题就是呢，我们吃糯米饭，就像我们昨天说的，人的关系就是那个连在一起，关系特别好，不会像说你在城里面，哎， 就是住你家对面，可能那个3年5年你都不知道他姓啥几口人。
对，
所以说我们在村子里面谁都知道，只要喊一个出来
谁都认识，对吗？
全都认识，都是熟悉的。你有什么事情在那个群里面吼一声，大家都过来帮你，我感觉这个氛围特别的好。
And finally, Dr. Liang is taking me to his rooftop to get a beautiful view of the village and bridge, and of course, to get me dressed up in Bui clothing one more time.
Okay, so this is the best possible way to end my trip in Huajiang, in Guizhou, and I've learned so much from the local villages, like my new friends here, who are dressed in the Bui traditional costume. They're part of the Bui ethnic group, and it's just such an honor to be here with everyone, and I hope you really enjoyed this episode, because I did. Yay!
And now, from stunning infrastructure to cutting-edge innovation, it's time for Top Picks, featuring commentary from China's leading experts. This episode explores the J-35 electromagnetic launch, a breakthrough signaling that China isn't just catching up to the United States, but may well be overtaking it. So stay tuned.
On September 22nd, China's Fujian aircraft carrier achieved a decisive breakthrough, the successful electromagnetic catapult launch and recovery of the J-35 stealth fighter. As noted by senior Chinese military analyst Wang Qiang, this is not merely a first for China, it marks the world's first operational integration of the 5th-generation fighter with an electromagnetic catapult system. It is remarkable to consider the first US Ford-class carrier equipped with an electromagnetic aircraft launch system was launched as far back as 2012, and the first F-35C stealth carrier aircraft was delivered in 2013. Yet, 12 years later, the US Navy's F-35C still operates exclusively from legacy steam catapults aboard Nimitz-class carriers. What accounts for this 12-year delay in integrating electromagnetic catapults with 5th-generation aircraft? Wang Qiang attributes the root cause to a misguided technological path taken by the US Navy. The Ford-class carriers have faced well-documented challenges in achieving full operational capability with their electromagnetic aircraft launch system, EMALS. According to a February 2019 report from the Congressional Research Service, through the first 747 shipboard launches, EMALS suffered 10 critical failures, far below the required mean time between operational mission failures of 4,166 launch cycles. Equally troubling, because EMALS is integrated into the ship's electrical grid, maintenance crews cannot easily isolate the system during flight operations for quick repairs. A failure during combat would effectively force the ship to suspend flight operations. The process of electrically isolating equipment is time-consuming. Spinning down the EMALS motor generators alone takes 1.5 hours. This design prevents maintenance while aircraft are being launched. A report from National Interest attributes the limitation to a fundamental design flaw. The massive electrical charge required is stored in 3 energy storage groups, each comprising 4 heavy flywheel generators. These groups collectively power all 4 catapults and cannot be electrically disconnected at the level of an individual failure unit, meaning repairs cannot proceed while other catapults remain in use. Consequently, any malfunction on a single catapult requires halting all flight operations, or, in the case of multiple failures, suspending launches entirely. This creates a critical vulnerability. On the other hand, according to Wang Qiang, the electromagnetic catapult system on the Fujian employs a world-first medium-voltage direct current integrated power system, achieving a failure rate of less than 0.2%, just 1/80th that of the US Ford-class systems. Why has China's system achieved such a dramatic improvement in stability? Analysis of the US Navy's own investigations reveals that the Ford-class EMALS suffers from an overly complex hybrid design that combines electromagnetic propulsion with mechanical energy storage, coupled with a series-wide power distribution architecture where a single point of failure can cripple the entire system. In contrast, China's approach features 2 key innovations. First, it uses supercapacitors for energy storage, enabling full system electrification. The stable direction and voltage of medium-voltage DC power eliminates the need for frequent AC-DC conversions required in alternating current systems. significantly simplifying the architecture and reducing failure risks from components like transformers and inverters. Second, the Fujian system adopts a parallel configuration. Each catapult track has its own relatively independent power supply and energy storage module. If one catapult fails, it can be isolated in just 0.8 seconds without affecting the operation of the others. These inherent flaws in the Ford-class design have been described by the National Security Journal as an unfixable problem. And even Donald Trump, in an interview with Time magazine, reportedly stated, "And now they want to buy more aircraft carriers. I said, what systems are you going to be? Sir, we're staying with digital." I said, "No, you're not. You're going to goddamn Steam. And digital costs hundreds of millions of dollars more money, and it's no good." But here, Trump is profoundly mistaken. The poor performance of the Ford-class electromagnetic catapults does not mean the technology itself is no good. The shift from steam to electromagnetic catapults represents a generational leap that fundamentally enhances combat efficiency. Unlike land-based air forces that can launch entire squadrons simultaneously from long runways, carriers must launch aircraft one by one. The first fighter airborne becomes a lone sentinel, circling and burning precious fuel like running on a treadmill, while waiting for the rest of the strike package to assemble. The combat radius of the entire mission is thus constrained by the aircraft with the least remaining fuel. Electromagnetic catapults provide a decisive advantage here. Steam catapults require 30 to 60 minutes to build sufficient steam pressure, a potentially fatal delay during an emergency scramble. China's electromagnetic system, by contrast, can be ready in as little as 15 minutes, reducing response time by up to 75%. Moreover, steam catapults need 30 to 60 seconds to recharge between launches. To deploy a 12-aircraft strike package, the first aircraft could burn 6 to 12 minutes of fuel before the last one even takes off. After 8 to 10 consecutive launches, steam pressure drops sharply, requiring a 30-minute or longer pause to reboil the water, a process that also reduces the ship's speed. China's electromagnetic catapult, powered by efficient capacitor banks, maintains a steady 45-second interval regardless of launch sequence, ensuring a rapid and predictable rhythm. This difference translates directly into operational capacity. A Nimitz-class carrier averages about 10 sorties per hour. In contrast, CCTV reported that Fujian has demonstrated a rate of 12.5 sorties per hour, enough to launch a full 12-aircraft wave within 1 hour, with all aircraft forming up efficiently. A 12-aircraft strike package is widely regarded as the minimum viable force for modern carrier operations. A typical door-kicking mission to suppress enemy air defenses, for example, usually includes 4 to 6 strike fighters, 4 to 6 escorts, and supporting electronic attack and early warning aircraft. Modern naval warfare places heavy emphasis on air superiority, and modern air combat heavily centers on systemic confrontation. The Indo-Pakistani air engagement in May of this year demonstrated that in beyond visual range combat, each sensor serves as critical nodes in data link system. More comprehensive and sustained battlefield awareness enables earlier detection, which cascades into firing first and destroying first. Given that China has now matched the US in carrier aircraft generation capability, the sortie rate advantage conferred by its next-generation catapult technology allows Chinese carriers to assemble more complete strike formations or fleet air defense networks within the same time frame. This marks the critical inflection point where China's operational efficiency surpasses that of the United States. In conclusion, Wang Qiang emphasizes that successful electromagnetic catapult launch of the J-35 is highly significant, symbolizing the Chinese Navy's transformation from a technological follower to a leader in a key domain relative to the United States. China's carrier development, from importing and refitting foreign hulls to building experimental domestic platforms, and now to the truly modern Fujian, alongside its progression from modifying imported carrier-based aircraft to independently developing next-generation fighters, has compressed a developmental path that took other nations several decades into just over 10 years. This advancement positions China's carrier air wing firmly in the 5th-generation fighter era, making it one of the only 2 countries in the world capable of operating such aircraft from carriers. Moreover, it establishes a generational lead in catapult technology, a landmark achievement. Looking back, the fundamental reason for China's technological overtaking lies in its commitment to an independent and self-reliant development path, avoiding blind adherence to foreign technological templates. The Fujian from hull to aircraft is tailored to China's own technological and operational ecosystem. As a key phrase in an official Chinese Navy report states, this lays a solid foundation for the integration of subsequent types of carrier-based aircraft into the carrier formation system. The foreseeable trend of future air combat is the contest between integrated systems of manned and unmanned platforms. China's Loyal Wingman platform has already appeared in Victory Day parades, indicating its delivery and operational use within the Air Force. The next step is simply its integration onto carriers. In this aspect, with more mature and advanced electromagnetic catapult technology and a parallel iteration of multiple Loyal Wingman programs, China is already positioned at the leading edge worldwide. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this episode of Topics. I'm Chris. If you have any thoughts, please leave a comment below and see you next time.
Next up is This is China, one of the country's most popular current affairs commentary shows. In this special episode, filmed on the world's highest bridge, the Huajian Canyon Bridge, the program features a fascinating discussion between renowned political scientists, Professor Zhang Weiwei, the bridge's chief engineer, Mr. Zhu, and Daniel Dumbrell, a Canadian vlogger living in China. Together, they explore how this engineering marvel reflects China's rapid development and growing global influence.
We also have a new friend joining us, Daniel, a current affairs commentator from Canada. Welcome. In this dialogue segment, since both of you have given your speeches, I must ask Daniel. This is your first opportunity to stand on a super project like this. What are your feelings right now?
It really is a magical feeling when you consider the terrain here that they have to build a bridge in, added to the fact that Guizhou has always had the reputation, or at least had the reputation before, of being one of the least economically developed provinces in China. But now you have projects like these that you could only dream of in the West. And the progress too. I mean, just below us there was a bridge that was built by the Qing dynasty in 1898. And that served the local communities here. And I can't help but think and imagine, for example, at the hotel we were staying at, we met a local who was 92 years old. Imagine somebody like that seeing the amount of change that has happened in China, going from having to rely on that bridge that was built in the Qing dynasty to now seeing this tower over above. It's just, magical is the perfect word to describe it.
When we talk about the Guizhou chapter of Chinese modernization and its most exciting parts, what characteristics do you most want to highlight?
That's a very meaningful question. Daniel mentioned the bridge built in 1898, and this newly built bridge. This perfectly illustrates what I call traversing three civilizational stages, from an agrarian civilization to an industrial one, and now to an information civilization. In the agrarian civilization, Guizhou was at a great disadvantage. It lacked plains, which were necessary for farming, and its karst landscape made agriculture hard to develop, leading to poverty. The characteristic of Guizhou's miracle, as you asked, is its leap straight into the information civilization. Guizhou's big data industry, integrated computing networks, and other sectors now rank among the top in China. This is a profound, earth-shaking transformation, which one feels intensely here.
The change that impresses me the most is that Guizhou's transportation followed a single blueprint through to the end. Starting in 2005 or 2006, we began planning expressway connectivity to every county, completely redesigning Guizhou's expressway network. When this was proposed, the industry nationwide was in an uproar, as we were a small, poor province attempting a massive transportation project, facing immense issues with funding, talent, and more. But no matter how many changes in leadership we had, the direction and determination for transportation development in Guizhou never wavered. So we tackled it step by step, solving one problem after another, cracking one tough nut after another until we achieved what we have today. We have also cultivated a large pool of talent and solidified many construction processes and methods, which we are now able to export. Our local construction teams have won numerous projects abroad.
And that's all for today's episode of China Now. From breathtaking bridges to groundbreaking technology, today's journey offered a glimpse into the skill, ambition, and human stories behind China's transformation. Stay tuned for more episodes that take you beyond the headlines into the heart of China's innovation, infrastructure, and ideas. So until next time, this has been China Now with me, Makiza Latifa. See you same time next week.